really special episode of the Funcast today. We're talking about pop culture, and joining us is film critic, influencer, and author of the Vintage Geek quiz book, Marshall Julius. Hi, Marshall. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much for asking me. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Marshall, some of our friends may not be familiar with your work. So can you tell us a little bit about Vintage Geek and what you do?
Well, I've been a film critic and a writer about, entertainment and pop culture for the last 30 odd years. And so I suppose over those years, I've accrued a lot of trivia in my head. And even before then, when I was a kid, I used to absorb all this information. And people call it trivia, but to me, it's far too important to be, kind of dismissed with that word, but it's a word that everyone understands. It's behind the scenes stuff. It's facts and figures. It's interesting little tidbits, and it all stays in there. Nothing that has ever enabled me to make a really good living has ever stayed in my head, but everything to do with the making of Star Wars or Star Trek has just lodged itself in there. So that's why I came to write the book, my quiz book, Vintage Geek, because it had to go somewhere. It was just rattling around in there, and my head was just too full. It was so full, it forced all my hair away. So before I lost all shape, I had to quickly write this book. And that is the story of my life.
There is a lot of trivia in this book. I mean, and the categories you cover are pretty vast as well, from Star Trek to Hanna-Barbera and The Simpsons. We played this at our office virtual Christmas party. We play it at home. And, on this show, we talk a lot about the benefits of play. And I'm curious, from your perspective, what is it about pop culture that is important to our sense of play?
Well, to me, pop culture is everything. It is the story behind everything that we do and everything that we love. When you ask people, what they do for a living, that's kind of how you survive. But to me, pop culture is why you survive. And pop culture, it sounds like it's something sort of throwaway, but actually everything was pop culture at one point. Mozart was pop culture. Shakespeare was pop culture. It just means popular. And so, and there's a reason that things become popular often. It's because they're just really, really great, and they mean things to people. They tell us wonderful stories, or they're exciting, or they're fun, or they just, they make life worth living. So, and who doesn't like that? And who doesn't like playing? I play all day, all day.
Well, we like to play on this show too, and we love to do giveaways for our fans. So we have a little surprise today. We're gonna play a trivia game with our audience, and we also have an amazing prize. We are giving away a special exclusive piece of art from Marshall Julius's Etsy store. Marshall is also an artist and does these amazing cross-hatch art style drawings of favorite pop culture characters. Today, we're going to give away a crosshatch design of Optimius Prime. This is worth over $100 in value. And if you win this, you will also get a copy of the Vintage Geek quiz book. Okay, now here's what you have to do to win. We're gonna play a quiz game. Marshall, I would like you to pick a category, and I will choose a question from that category. Fans, to enter, all you need to do is tag Far Out Toys and Marshtacular on Instagram, and then enter in the comments at least one right answer to one of these trivia questions. All right? Okay, Marshall, let's do this. Pick a category for me.
Well, I think we have to start with the Star Wars question, because everything begins and ends with Star Wars.
Absolutely, fair enough. Here's the Star Wars question. What was the original name of Return of the Jedi? Return of the Jedi was not the original name of the movie. What was the original name of Return of the Jedi? All right.
That's a good question. That is an excellent question.
All right. Let's pick one more.
Let's go with a Walt Disney question.
Oh, we have lots of Disney fans in our audience, so I think people are going to like this one. Which of the 7 dwarfs wears glasses? There are 7 dwarfs. Everybody's seen this movie in their childhood. Which one of these dwarfs has glasses? All right, if you know the answer, make sure to add it in the comments. All right, let's do one last question, Marshall. Category is your choice.
How about The Simpsons?
Oh, The Simpsons, good choice. Got a good one. Are you ready? Who shot Mr. Burns? Come on, guys. Who shot Mr. Burns? You are not a real Simpsons fan unless you know the answer to this question.
That was a huge cliffhanger. I remember we waited for ages and ages and nobody got it right.
Really?
I think people know by now.
So I have to ask, do you have one piece of trivia that is your favorite? What is your favorite piece of pop culture trivia of all time?
That's, you know, no one has ever asked me that. And I've been racking my brain for like my favorite thing. There are so many little things that, you know, that often come up that I like to talk about. But there was something that I discovered while I was working on the Star Wars chapter of my book. And it's a question, so I guess it's a spoiler. So you just won't know the other 999 questions. And I'm going to give you the answer to one of them. That while they were shooting the asteroid sequence for The Empire Strikes Back, the special effects guys in the background, they included a shoe and a potato, and it's just so incredibly random. So, you know, I assume, because I've never noticed, and I've seen that film 100 times or more, but somewhere spinning in the background is a potato, and somewhere else that there's a shoe. And they just did it because, you know, I guess it was a tiny background detail, but I just think that that's hilarious that they did that and that they got away with it. I think that's fantastic.
I'm going to have to go back and watch the film again.
You'll never find it. That detail. But apparently it's true, but you'll never find it. If you do, send me a picture, please.
Marshall, it has been such a joy talking with you as always. Again, I encourage fans to enter that contest, answer the trivia questions, and go out and get this really entertaining book. It'll be a great activity to share with your family and your friends, whether you're together or playing together virtually. Marshall, thanks so much for joining us on the Funcast.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.